This is Behind the Law with Justin Clark on ESPN 580 Orlando.
And welcome to the program. It's another edition of Behind the Law right here on ESPN 580 Orlando. Thank you for spending your evenings here with me. My name is attorney Justin Clark, joining you after live, local, and loud 8 p.m. every single weekday, 9 o'clock a.m. on Sunday. You can also watch the TV programs this weekend and every weekend. Saturday at 12:30 p.m. over on CBS. It is You Have Real Estate with me, Justin Clark. And then Sunday morning at 10 a.m. on TV 27, it is this show, Behind the Law, but it's Behind the Law on television. You can watch Brianna and I right there. Speaking of Brianna, hello, Brianna, you're back. How are you?
Hey, Justin, doing good. How are you?
Everything okay?
Yeah, everything's great.
I mean, you're back, but I just want to, is everything okay?
Yeah,
All right.
everything's
Are
fine.
you sure?
Yes.
All right. Well, it's good to see you. I missed you. Brandon Stewart filled in for you the other day. Did you see
Saw
that?
that.
He filled in as the producer.
He was phenomenal.
He was great.
You should call him the beautiful Brandon.
Well, that was what made it uncomfortable because it's another B, but I couldn't say, beautiful Brandon.
Just do it. You could.
I don't know. Very special show lined up for you today. We're going to do some news. We'll also play Stump the Clarkie in the second half hour and an excellent interview throughout the show with a good friend, Joshua Martinez of Traders Agency. If you're looking to invest some money and make some money, but you're scared, you don't know who to trust, you don't really know how to turn the money that's just sitting in the bank, netting you 0.00001% a year, and you really want to make your money work, this show is for you. But Brianna, first, without further ado, do we have any news today? Do we?
Yeah, news.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
So this has actually become a little bit too big to not talk about. Have you heard about Storm Area 51?
Kind of. But here's the problem with me and news lately.
What is it?
I'll start to read the article, and then something will pop up on the screen saying I need to join the newspaper, and I got to give them a credit card number. And I'm like, screw you. I'm not reading. So I end up reading the headline of every story. Like with the Orlando's, every newspaper is the same.
You don't have any
Don't
content.
you think that the Orlando Sentinel would make more money if they didn't charge me? Hey, it's like 20 cents a month or something. It's not about the
is
money.
really
I'm not
low.
going to sit down and take my time to fill out your dumb information, give you my credit card information, just more chances someone's going to steal me, steal my info. I don't care about your 50 cents or $8, whatever it is per month. I don't care about that. I do care that I'm just trying to read the news. I don't have time to join your little thingy.
Tell me more.
You go to WFTV.com, you don't have to join, right?
No.
But newspaper, you do.
Ah.
Why is this?
You don't have to pay to watch the news, but you got to pay for a newspaper.
Right. I can't tell if you're agreeing with me or not.
I was saying that was the point.
Wait, are you agreeing with me
Well,
or disagreeing with me?
No, you asked why. I just gave you a response. I wasn't
Okay. So
agreeing one way or the other.
It sounded like you're disagreeing with me.
Okay, it might be.
Well, no, this is my problem. I just don't understand why we can get news free everywhere else, but newspapers, and this is online. I'm not talking about having the newspaper delivered.
This is right.
I'm talking about going to OrlandoSentinel.com. I've got to join the dumb service. Why?
You know what? We should have someone from the Orlando Sentinel come on and explain to you why you need to jump their dumb service.
And this is only on my mind because I was trying to read an article for the show today from down in Palm Beach County, actually.
Okay.
Where in Palm Beach County, you know what they're doing?
What are they doing?
They have this shelter, right? They're not a shelter. It's like a park.
Okay.
And at the park, they've been having an issue with homeless people sleeping at this park. So they've been blasting Baby Shark and It's Raining Tacos. Do you know those songs?
Cannot sleep with that
They've
on.
been blasting It's Raining Tacos, and literally, because I have a almost 7-year-old this weekend and a 1-year-old, and I thought I was the only one in this world who knew Raining Tacos. It's Raining Tacos.
That
I can't
is
believe
funny.
you've never heard the song It's Raining Tacos.
Sorry.
So my 1-year-old, we have Alexa,
Yeah,
like in the
of course.
kitchen, and the 1-year-old Mila will just like stare at Alexa and go, ah, because she wants to hear It's Raining Tacos.
Like,
No need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes.
got a cool little beat to it.
Tacos,
You ever heard this one?
street,
Tacos.
all you can eat.
Why don't you sing it some more and we'll see what happens.
It's
pretty
And then
great.
tacos. You like it?
I kind of do like it.
Well, down in
It's
West
a little bit catchier than Baby Shark, I'll tell you that.
Well, down in West Palm Beach, they are playing It's Raining Tacos along with Baby Shark to keep the homeless out of their public parks.
Very creative.
I was like, look, I'm not. This is my own home when I'm playing this song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of growing on me.
Strolling around the
Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Brianna, what else is in the news?
So about Storm.
Wait, I didn't even let you get to the news.
You did
I?
not. That's
Sorry
okay.
about that.
That is
All right,
okay.
please, you go ahead.
Storm Area 51. So apparently this Area 51 raid is an event that's scheduled in September, where over 1 million people have pledged to just show up at Area 51 and raid the site. What they plan on finding is beyond me. But the U.S. military is actually taking this, which probably started out as a prank. They're taking it very seriously. They have issued multiple public responses to the media and on social media, which have stated that they will use force on citizens if necessary.
Okay.
Heard anything about this?
Kind of. I mean, what do we think? We have like a Martian burial ground or something there.
You know, you hear the rumors about Area 51, but also when it comes to our military, you just kind of got to respect, just any sort of items of national security.
I agree.
And we as citizens, maybe we shouldn't just show up because their theory is, they can't get all of us.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is there's so much open, like, records request and things now, Freedom of Information Act stuff, that it's almost absurd. I understand that this is a platform that a lot of politicians rely on.
Mm-hmm.
They say, oh, we don't have enough open government. I'm like, dude, I think we do have enough open government. Some of this stuff...
There's such a thing as too open.
We need to do a little bit behind the scenes, you know what I mean? I don't necessarily know need to know what the plan is for Kim Jong-un or whatever. I just wanted to make sure we have a plan. I don't need to know what it is.
Right, do we have a plan? Yeah.
Anyway, sometimes you got to have a sneak attack, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And
I
the
mean-
way people are out here on social media, nothing's going to be sneaky anymore.
There's no such thing as a sneak attack anymore.
Absolutely not.
And look, when it comes to government wanting to fight off, rocket men, sometimes a sneak attack's the best way to go.
And honestly, this attempt right here, as far as Storm Area 51, is a very public Facebook event. It's not a sneak attack. The government knows where to be on September 20th, 2019.
No doubt about it.
And they will be there for you.
What else you have going on?
Amazon Prime Day was this week. Did you know that?
I mean, it would annoy me, yeah, but I purposely didn't buy anything.
Because you got all the emails, you were upset.
Yeah, I was annoyed. So I refused to buy anything.
Anyways, Amazon Prime Day is the annual shopping holiday that is exclusive to...
But let me stop you right there.
Oh, yes.
I didn't buy anything personally, but I can almost guarantee someone in my house probably bought some stuff. You know what I mean?
We bought some things.
I mean, I'm sure we had packages at the front door. It just didn't say Justin Clark on it.
Do they ever?
Yeah, no, rarely.
What else? So this is actually giving shoppers a chance to stock up on gifts, back to college items. They've been slashing prices. It started on Monday. Well, cool thing is, not so cool for Amazon, but they got a little bit too slash happy. They ended up selling camera equipment worth up to $13,000 for $95.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. News quickly spread as people kept bragging about this really cool deal they found. People even went so far as to price match at places like Best Buy and Walmart.
Okay.
Absolutely outrageous. Amazon admits their mistake, and they say that they're going to go ahead and honor all the purchases.
Yeah, I really don't care about your Amazon. I refuse to shop on these man-made holiday type things, like Black Friday or Amazon Prime, whatever, dude. It's annoying. It's annoying to me. But you know how in some places, if you live out in like a rural area and you have to have well water, they're like, oh, I'm so sick of living out here. I'm going to go live in a city where I can actually have water, delivered to me easily. You know how that works, right?
Yeah.
Well, not in Fort Lauderdale. Did you hear what happened in Fort Lauderdale today?
No.
The whole city is about to run out of water.
Run out?
They're going to
of
run
water?
out of water. A private contractor hit this huge water main.
Oh, my gosh.
And literally the whole city is about to be without water. So we're praying for you, our friends down in Fort Lauderdale. I mean, I don't know if it's funny. It's so funny.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're about to run out of water in Fort Lauderdale.
As I'm literally sipping my Zephyr Hills right here.
Yeah,
Like, what do
I
you
know.
mean run out of water?
So anyway, very special show lined up for you today. Maybe you only have 5 or 10 grand sitting in the bank, but you're sick of it just sitting there and not working for you. Or maybe you have 100 grand, maybe you have a couple $100,000, but you don't know what to do. And you don't know who to trust to invest that money for you. We're going to tell you how. All right on the other side of this very, very short break. It is Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando.
Don't you mean we're going to tell you who?
Huh?
So don't you mean we're going to tell you who?
Tell you how. What do you mean? Oh. Whatever. Who, how, what. All right, you ready to go? All right, it's all about you now. Huh? New bumpers already?
Are you ready?
No, but I need a bed of this that's longer. Because, like, it's not 3 minutes. And I like a bed of the intro music. Yeah, it's only like 3 minutes. Because, like, when you're doing music, it cuts off. All right.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Welcome back to the program. Justin Clark here with you. Thanks for spending your evenings with me, the beautiful Brianna's to my right. Hello, Brianna.
Hey, Justin.
How are you tonight?
Awesome.
Very special guest joining me today, Joshua Martinez. He is the owner and founder of Traders Agency. He's going to tell us how to invest our money and hopefully make some money off of that money that's just sitting there. Look, Joshua, it's sitting in Wells Fargo right now, right?
Yep.
I mean, how much money am I making with my money just sitting in the bank?
Fractions of fractions.
It's nothing, right?
Nothing.
So what do you do? Let's say that I don't have a ton of money. Let's say I have maybe 20, 30 grand sitting around, but I feel like, you know what? That's not enough to even waste someone's time. They don't even want to invest my 20, 30 grand. What do I do?
Well, I don't even think you need 20, 30,000.
Really?
So like when I first started trading, I had $500.
Oh, wow.
And within a year and a half, I took that $500 and was able to grow it into $39,000 of profit.
How did you do that?
And so there's a handful of things. So inside of the investment world, everyone thinks like trading is this crazy thing. And you have to be super smart. Well, really, you don't. Like I used to be a personal trainer and I actually went to school to become a firefighter and EMT.
Oh, wow.
And so in trading, there's only two options. You can buy and you can sell. So if you just like covered your eyes and just guess, you have a 50% chance of being right or wrong. So all you really got to do is learn a few techniques to be right more than half the time. And realistically, you can just make it a production. The more trades you place, the more money you make.
Right.
And so what I did is I learned that skill and I took an initial deposit investment of $500. And every month, I added to it like an extra $100, $200 to it. But then I reinvested, compounded. Before I knew it, a year and a half, $39,000. And what's neat about that is even like in May, I took a $10,000 account and I said, okay, let's go ahead and show people what they can realistically do with $10,000. Well, we started trading futures, and which is intraday trading is like a $500 investment on average. And what's neat is like the last 3 months, futures came out with a new way of trading, which is like micro contracts, was like $50 investment, right?
Right.
And we took $10,000, and within like 4 weeks, we made a little bit over $5,000 from it.
Wow.
And then from there, we've been compounding, reinvesting into our now in profit in the last 3 months. We're right around the $40,000 return mark.
I know I'm a lawyer or whatever. I went to school for 7 years, but you're going to have to pardon my complete idiocy when it comes to investing. And look, I think, unfortunately, I'm like a lot of people who aren't in your business. Mm-hmm. I mean, we can be smart in our little world, but we don't really know much about investing.
Right.
And I really don't. When you say futures, what are you referring to exactly?
Okay, so this is really exciting, right? So I want you to think about it like this. Futures is referred to as forward contracts.
Okay.
Basically, a contract to be executed in the future. So think of a farmer and a farmer who grows corn. And this farmer says, I need to sell my corn, but my corn won't be ready for 3 months. And so they're going to watch the price of corn fluctuate. And they're going to have anxiety if corn falls because the cheaper corn is less money to make. Well, then you have a manufacturer. The manufacturer is the person who buys the corn, and let's say they make corn bread. Well, this person says, well, heck, corn's not going to be ready for 3 months, so what am I going to do if price rises? It's going to be more expensive. So they both have a problem. So what happens is the manufacturer, who's the buyer, and then the farmer, who's the producer, who's the seller, they enter into an agreement, and basically they say, the manufacturer goes, I'm going to buy all your corn for $10,000. But I'm not going to pay you till you deliver it to me, but we're going to settle on price now. 3 months goes by, the corn is harvested, delivered, they get the $10,000. But they're open-ended contracts. And so as price fluctuates up and down, let's just say that $10,000 worth of corn is now worth $40,000. Well, that manufacturer could sell their side of the contract and pocket the difference.
Sure.
And so all we're doing is we're getting involved with what's called a broker, and a broker is literally letting you buy and sell those contracts without being a farmer or a manufacturer. So literally, it sounds super complicated, but here's the layman term. I look at a computer, I look at the market go up and down. Whenever the market's down, it's called a low price. I press a buy button, and if the market goes up, I make money. And if the market goes down, I lose money. And strategically, if I just guess buy or sell, I got a 50% chance of being right or wrong.
Black or red.
That's it. And so you can use techniques like to say, I'm going to risk $1 to make $2. And even if I'm right half the time, I'm still putting money in the bank. Mm-hmm. And I can risk $1 to make $3 or $100 to make $300. I can be right 35% of the time or wrong 65% of the time, still put money in the bank.
Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando, Justin Clark here with you on a Thursday night edition. I have the beautiful Brianna to my right. You can follow us at Behind the Law Radio on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and you can watch the show right there. To my left on the red microphone, good friend, excellent financial guy, Joshua Martinez. He's the owner and founder of Traders Agency. All right, so the old close your eyes, black or red, 50-50 trick. I mean, what can you do then to make sure you're going to be right more than half of the time?
Okay, so inside the markets, there's patterns. And statistically, this is how you look at the market. If you look at the trade as home runs, you're going to have home runs and home hums. Basically, you're going to win it all, you're going to lose it all. But if you look at trading as in a long-term game, to say, hey, trading success comes from placing trades properly over 50 trades, 100 trades, then it becomes more production-driven. What that means is whenever you look at the market and you see a pattern or a low price or a high price, and we look at it and based upon probability, we say, if we were to see this example 100 times, what would the market do most? And as long as we trade in that direction, we should win most of our trades. And strategically, with proper equity management, which is you risk $1 to make $2, you risk $100 to make $200, you should be ahead of the game. Now, there are visual guides. So like, for example, we teach a visual guide called tunnel trading. And tunnel trading focuses in on the end goal in mind, which is you want to close your position with profit. And so basically, we have visual guides that let you know the optimal time to buy low and the optimal time to sell high to get in the best trades and exit. And that's winning right now. And since April 30th, they've got about a 66% strike rate. But that one strategy helped us make just shy of $40,000 since April 30th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's pretty neat.
Is this on the 10 grand you were talking about before or what?
So here's what's really cool about this. So I opened up with 10,000 and then we made a little bit over 5,000. And I said, heck, that's a 50% return. And I'm trading one contract at a time, intraday trading, so it's like a $500 investment. And they make $5,000. So I said, heck, well, what happens if I trade 10 contracts and reinvest? Right. So what I did is I put a little bit more money into the account and doing the same exact process. So instead of making $5,000 in a month, I'm trying to go after $50,000 in a month, doing the same exact process. And that's a little different because when you think about it, most people say to themselves, I want to make more money. What do I got to do? They say, I got to work more physically. Right. So instead of working 40 hours, they work 60 hours. They get a second job, a third job. Well, you can only trade so much of your time for money until there's no more time, which means there's no more extra money. So inside this market, what's neat is you can just increase your contract size, your investment size strategically, and you can do the same amount of work and make more money. So what makes you $5,000 is the same amount of work that would make you $50,000.
So logistically, how does it work? Do I call you? I come in for a meeting? Do I do this myself on the computer? How does this work logistically? How do I get involved?
Got it. So logistically, this is how this works. The ideal path would be you attend a live demonstration through the internet. So we call these webinar demonstrations. And so what I'll do is I'll share my computer desktop, and you could be anywhere in the world as long as you have a computer, laptop, tablet, even over your phone. And you're going to see my computer screen. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to say, here's where we buy, here's where we protect ourselves, here's where we maximize profits, and we're going to go through like 20 examples. And if you know the markets, I'm going to ask you, say, give me a symbol, give me something to look at, test this knowledge to see if it works for you. Then I ask a simple question. Do you think you can do this? Do you think you can make money with it? And if you say yes, I'll show you how to get enrolled. Now, when you enroll, you get access to an online education portal. You get a 4-hour live class. You get a 4-hour on-demand recording class. You get all your strategies, your strategies, your materials, your indicators, your checklists. Everything's simple, straightforward. It's like this is not like giving you a book and then saying, read this. It's going to every bit of hands-on. Here's your book, but let me show you how to apply what you're reading.
Got it. And is there a minimum you want people to start with?
So that's where the regulations come in, right? So because I'm not a CTA, commodity trading advisor, I can't say that.
I got you.
But I can say this. In the last 3 months, the CME, Chicago Exchange, came out with a new way of investing, micro contracts. You can get started with as little as $50.
Wow.
And you could open up an account with some brokers with like $400.
All things futures trading. How can you make money trading futures? How can I make money? How can Brianna make money trading futures? All right on the other side of this very quick break and Stump the Clarkie. It's Behind the Law. ESPN 580 Orlando. Good job.
Thanks.
Good job. No questions yet?
No.
What, you're an expert already in trading?
You become an expert the more you listen.
I love this stuff. I love
All right, good.
You're so good at it.
I know, you're doing great. I feel like we could do like 3 or 4 hours.
Honestly, yeah.
I feel like we haven't even scratched the surface.
It's like really smooth the way he explains it. I'm like, I've never heard it explained that way. That's nice.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Third segment. We're going to play a little game this time. You got it. Okay.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
What is that?
Welcome back to the show. I don't know. You put it on here. 321-282-1055. Justin Clark with you. Thank you for spending your evenings with me on our favorite sports radio station. You can also watch the TV shows this weekend and every weekend. It is 12:30 p.m. on Saturday over on CBS. You have Real Estate with me, attorney Justin Clark. And then Sunday morning, 10 a.m. on TV 27. It is this show Behind the Law, but it's Behind the Law on television. You can also watch the show every night at Behind the Law Radio, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, any social media platform. Check us out there. The beautiful Brianna joins me to my right. Hello, Brianna.
Hello, Justin.
How are you? Welcome back to the saddle here.
Absolutely.
We missed you.
Yeah, I miss being here.
A very special guest joining us today as well. He is a futures trader and expert in that. I don't know. He's not saying that. I'm saying he's an expert. And he is the owner and founder of Traders Agency, Joshua Martinez. Joshua, how are you, buddy?
Great. Glad to be
Do people
here.
call you Josh or Joshua?
My friends call me Joshua.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I love being called Josh.
Because my little brother's Joshua, so it's hard for me to call you Joshua because, of course, I'll call him Josh.
Yeah.
So, Josh, welcome to the show, buddy. How are you? All right, so Traders Agency, you're going to teach us more about how to make money doing futures trading. But first, how do I reach out? How do I find out more information about you and your company?
Real simple. You can go to our website, tradersagency.com. You can look us up on Facebook, Traders Agency. You can go to our Instagram, Traders Agency. We actually do like a free newsletter where I send out my favorite picks for the week.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, it's for somebody who wants to learn and build trust. You go to thisweeksidea.com.
Nice, excellent. We're going to talk all things trading here in just a minute, but first, Josh, we got to play this little quick game. It's called Stump the Clarkie. Don't be nervous, okay? Because Brianna likes to choose categories that the guest knows way more about than I do. So it's very likely she's going to announce what the category is in just a moment. You're going to be like, sweet. All right, so you ready to play?
That works, yes.
Let's do this.
All right, and now it's time for Stop the Clarkie. Come on, Clarkie. We need you to get over here. We've got some great trivia questions we want you to answer. Come on, Clarkie. Get over here.
Thank you, Fulton Alum. Brianna, what is said category today?
So, maybe this is a wild card.
Okay.
We're not talking about trading futures.
Oh, wow. What is it?
We're talking about trading stocks.
Okay, that's
So-
fine. He still knows way more about that than
He
I
probably
do.
does. He probably does. These are some pretty big answers.
All right,
so,
go ahead.
Kicking off with number one, what is the global value of the stock market?
Whew. Global value.
Everyone's eyes went up. Like, is the answer up there?
Global value. And this is like not just in the United States.
Yep, that would be global.
Okay.
So you just write it. We just write
Yeah,
it
just
down?
write it on down. Sorry. Sorry about that.
All right. Question number 2.
Question number 2. How many times has the stock market doubled in value? It's like one of those answers like you know it or you don't.
No, I have no idea. I'm gonna go low on that one though. I'm gonna say $1.
$1? It's
Question-
not an amount. Is
I
it?
know.
Okay.
You know, so. It's like a Price is Right reference.
Ah.
All right, question number 3.
What percentage of adults have money in the stock market? What percentage of adults have money in the stock market?
See, I'm afraid this is less than you would think. But then again, this is probably including 401ks and everything, even though it's not really there. So. Oh, right. Stop looking at my answers and making
I
faces
can't help
at me.
it because you're over
Trust
there
me,
making noises.
Josh, she's not trying to help me. If anything, she would try to throw me off. All right, last question for the Stump the Car Key Thursday night edition. Brianna, go ahead.
The U.S. Stock Exchange combined make up what percentage of the entire global stock market value? The U.S. stock exchanges combined make up what percentage of the entire global stock market value?
Yeah, I don't know how I did today, but let's score this game. All right, it's Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Justin Clark here, playing against Joshua Martinez, the owner and founder of Traders Agency. Brianna, let's do this.
What is the global value of the stock market?
Josh Martinez, what do you have?
I think I got all these wrong. To be honest. This is completely wrong. I'll say 20 trillion.
And I went with $10 trillion. What is the right answer?
$80 trillion.
80 trillion. See, you're on the board. 1-0.
Josh
I
gets
told you. All right, question number 2.
How many times has a stock market doubled in value?
All right, so I think this is really low because how many times could it really double? You know, I said
Right.
3. Josh Martinez, what do you have?
Well, I said since 2009, doubled in value since 2009. So
I think what he's saying is it was a bad question.
Yeah.
That's what he said. Yeah. So anyway, all right,
He
what's the
doesn't have an
right
answer
what's the
for it.
right answer?
18.
18 times. Okay, I think I've got to I don't know. I guess I have to give that one to me.
Yeah.
All right, question number 3.
What percentage of adults have money in the stock market?
All right, Joshua Martinez, Traders Agency, what do you have?
60%.
And I went with 68%. What is the right answer?
52%.
Yeah, I thought it might be a little lower than I thought. Good job. Josh Martinez is up 2-1 going into the final question for tonight's edition of Stump the Clarky. Brianna, I'm nervous.
You should be.
Fire away.
The U.S. stock exchanges combined make up what percentage of the entire global stock market
All
value?
right, so initially I went a little higher than this, but then I lowered my answer to 24%. Josh Martinez. What?
70%.
70%. What is the right answer? What is it?
39%.
39?
Yeah, 39.
Oh, wow, we tied. A lot of ties lately.
What you doing?
We definitely need to start the bonus question again, I think. A lot of ties. But hey, it's better than losing. Good job. Thanks for playing.
Okay, goodbye, folks. Hope you can join us again. It was a lot of fun.
All right, so good job, Josh. Back to the show. It's Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. I'm talking to Joshua Martinez. He's the owner of Traders Agency. We're talking about futures trading, but something that's been in the news a lot lately over the last 3-4 years, and you hear about people getting burnt by it all the time too, is this Bitcoin and all these other things. I mean, what do you think about this form of trading?
All right, so Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin is a part of cryptocurrency. It's legitimate. It is as real as it gets. It's not regulated,
Right.
but it's on its way to become regulated. It's crooked. in some areas, but it's also legitimate in some areas. And so the reason why I say that is because of this. About a year and a half ago, Bitcoin went all the way up to about $20,000, give or take, and then went all the way down to $3,000. Well, it didn't go to zero, and now it's right back up to 11,000, which means that people are still buying it, people are still trading it. It's been around for 10 years, and you're being taxed on it.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you do a lot of training for futures trading, for futures traders, right? I mean, you really train people how to do it the right way. So once you get me trained up, how do I really get my account set up? Do I set up a little bank account here and I do it through there? Is there a website I go to? How do I actually do the trading?
Oh, so it's really neat. So you're not going to be making any phone calls or anything and like buying or selling over the phone. What you're going to do is you're going to get what's called a broker. Now, it's going to be a future broker. So if you have like a stock account, stock broker, usually they will offer it as well. So you're going to get a futures broker. They're going to make it super simple. They're going to handle all the compliance stuff to make sure that everything's being the transactions are going through smoothly, etc. They're going to give you technology that you can download on your phone, your computer, or just web-based, and you're just going to press a buy button or a sell button through the internet.
Oh, really? So it's that easy.
It's that straightforward.
How much time do you think, as say someone who has a regular day job, how much time of the week should they spend actually working on their trading?
So this is what I'm going to give you my experience of what I like to do. I like to trade from 9 o'clock in the morning to about 11 or 12. 2 hours, 3 hours. But I just call day trading. Very straightforward. The neat thing about these markets, a lot of these markets are open like 23 hours a day.
Really?
So you could trade before work and after work. So like here's an example. When I first started investing inside the markets, period, I was working 12 hours a day. I was a personal trainer, and I was working 5.5 days a week.
Yeah.
And it was about 2009 area, and I actually went to school to become a firefighter, EMT. Graduated, but I couldn't get a job because at that time, Charlie Crist was governor in 2006, 2007.
Right.
Cut property taxes and put a hiring freeze.
Defunded the government and all those very special agencies that you would think, you know what I mean? And I want to finish the story too, and I don't want to cut you off. So let's finish that story and talk about how you can make money trading futures all from your living room. Right on the other side of this break. One final segment ahead of Behind the Law with Justin Clark. What am I missing big picture for this last segment, too? What am I missing big picture?
Big picture.
What do you want to promote?
S&P 5. Just talk about the S&P 500 in general, because the S&P 500 is at an all-time high, and when it's at an all-time high, they're calling for what's called a correction. It would be a massive drop. And if you're aware of it, you can make a ton of money. And if you're not aware of it, you can lose a ton of money. And so I would say that, and then we can... if they want to find out more information, we can host a demonstration and talk about it in real time.
Now back to Behind the Law with Justin Clark, right here on ESPN 580 Orlando.
Welcome back to the show. Justin Clark here with you on Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. The beautiful Brianna is here to my right. Hello, Brianna.
Hello, Justin.
And across from her, it's our very special guest, Joshua Martinez, the owner of Traders Agency. We're talking about trading futures and making money from your living room. We don't want you to keep that money sitting over at Wells Fargo making $0 for you, when if you know what you're doing, it seems like we could actually make some money by putting our own money to work for us. Joshua, welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here.
One more time, though, how do I reach out? If I want to find out more information, how do I reach out directly to you?
You go to our website, tradersagency.com. You just fill out the information. We'll start sending you some great information. Go to our social media, Facebook, YouTube. Just look up Traders Agency. Give lots of awesome videos on YouTube. Once again, it's tradersagency.com.
So the S&P 500, right? I keep reading articles about record high. S&P is, crushing it out there. What does that mean for me?
Okay, so right now, how money is made is buying low and selling high. Right now, the S&P on the technical level, specifically on the E-mini future side, is at an area what's called resistance. So imagine if we were to jump up. Would smack our head on this ceiling.
Not
right?
me, but maybe you.
So if there's only two things that are going to take place.
Maybe if I was on a chair. I guess, all right.
If the market is to break through the ceiling of resistance, it's going to provide with one E-mini contract about a $30,000 buying opportunity. If it holds, it's going to be about a $25,000 selling opportunity, and that's taking a $500 investment average on the E-mini future side. So what that realistically means is this. If you kind of understand the market's really, really high, and if you were to trade just two contracts, which is like $1,000 intraday trading, there's a $50,000 potential return on your investment within a handful of months.
Right.
If you have no idea what's going on, your 401ks will let you know what's going on in a few months.
For sure.
So people just need to be aware of, buy low, sell high. Market's very, very high. It's natural for the market to correct. It's not the end of the world, because the markets are designed to go up, especially the S&P 500 and the SPYs, but the markets are very, very high, and everyone's calling for the market to retrace.
So is trading futures, is that dealing with stocks at all?
Well, it's similar but different, right? So in the stock market, what you're realistically doing is you're buying and selling shares or ownership of companies. And so a company will turn around and say, we're going to go public, or we're going to sell pieces of our company, known as shares, to raise money to ideally reinvest and grow the company. What we're doing in futures is we're trading contracts where two entities get together and they say, we're going to enter into this exchange, and it's going to be executed in the future. And those contracts will increase in value and decrease in values. Very similar, exactly what we're doing, exactly the same. You press a buy button, you press a sell button. It's just the way the money's handled is a little bit different.
So the guy who founded Southwest Airlines was always called a genius, right? Because there were times where fuel prices were completely and totally out of control, and they were like, oh, but Southwest is doing great. You won't notice their fares going up because the guy bought the fuel in advance. Mm-hmm. Is that something similar?
Similar but different.
Okay.
That's a strategic business side of buying everything in advance, but very, very similar, very, very different at the same time.
Gotcha. All right, futures trading. Let's get back to how we really do it. So first of all, before I really do anything, I need to hire someone like you to tell me how to do it, right? So how does that process work?
Okay, it's very straightforward. Right. So what you do is you go to our website, tradersagency.com. You're going to fill out the information. All we really ask is for your email address. We're going to invite you to a demonstration. We're going to show you exactly what we do. We're going to say, here's where you buy, here's where you sell, here's the visual guides. And we're going to ask you, can you do this? Do you want to do this? And then we say, this is what we charge for our services. It's really, really well thought out. We're not handing you a book and walking away. We host weekly live sessions. We help you with your direction. We educate you. We provide you the research. We show you the strategies. We have everything in checklist format, so you know step by step, so that you can avoid making costly mistakes. We have manuals. We have how-to videos. Everything we do is a publication, so everything's recorded and posted for you, so you can watch everything. And then we'll even do weekly ideas. So we will say, here's what our favorite picks are based upon all the evidence, and then what you do with that information is up to you.
Got it. It's Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando, attorney Justin Clark here. The beautiful Brianna, we're talking to Josh Martinez, Traders Agency. We're talking all things how to make money by trading futures. Success stories. Give me some.
Yes. So there's a gentleman named Angelo. So this is a really cool story. So Angelo reached out to me about 2 months ago and goes, he sends me a message on Facebook and goes, Josh, I'm disabled, I'm handicapped. There's really nothing I can do. I can't physically work. This is my last hope. I've tried every investment angle it is. I've seen your stuff on YouTube. I've been following you for a few years. Is this really going to work for me? I go, Angelo, I'm so glad you came to me. If this is your last shot, this is the best shot for you. This guy is now trading futures from his home, and he's cranking like $800 to $1,200 a day trading for like 3 to 4 hours a day. And this is all he does now. And he's the greatest guy ever, too, because he gives me a nice shout out, too, because he says it's all thanks to Josh Martinez.
Yeah, wow,
He doesn't have to, but it's great that he does.
So if you're a baseball player, you do a lot of batting practice and you become a better hitter. How do I become a better futures trader?
Well, you got if you want to be a better trader, you got to trade. But a lot of this is what is a mental game. And so what that basically means is, what I tell people all the time is, when it's boring, you're doing it right. because people in general want to reinvent things.
Yeah.
Now, what does that mean? Well, like a light bulb, right? We have a light bulb, but if you want to create your own light bulb, well, why do you need to do that, right? Because you want something better. Well, that's human nature. But in trading, that's not how this works. You're going to do the same thing over and over and over again, and you're going to duplicate successes. Success is a formula, it's not a fantasy, and it's a pattern. Once you identify what the actions you do, which makes money, you do exactly that and nothing else. If you want to make more money, you increase your investment size, and that's where the mental side comes in.
So I'm sitting there at a computer screen, sort of watching things I could buy or I could sell, and then if I want to buy or sell, I call my guy and he does it for me, or how does it work?
No. So you don't want to be looking at a ton of symbols.
Okay.
Realistically, I look at 3 symbols. That's it. I don't think there's really a need to trade outside of 3. So you're really looking at 3 charts. And whenever the signal is given, all you really got to do is press a buy button or press a sell button. But now it's 2019, and there's 2019 technology. There's what's called self-directed auto strategies, to where you can literally have a computer automatically enter you in and automatically exit you so that you don't have to press the buy or sell button. You can just direct it.
You mean like when it gets to a certain price or what?
Like so there's patterns.
Okay.
And let's just say there's a pattern that says every time the market does this, 67% of the time it does that. And then the rest of the time it does whatever it wants to do. So when you see this pattern, I want this self-directed auto strategy to automatically enter in for me. And if things go sour, I want to exit my position. But if things go great, I want to maximize profit. Basically, I don't want to sit here and say it's a robot that does everything, because it's not exactly the case. But it is technology that can enter in for you. So here's a prime example. You're in front of your charts. Wife calls. I need to go pick up the children. You're like, there's a really great trade coming. You turn this on, you drive away, signal hits, it automatically enters you in. By the time you pick up your kid, you go back to go back home in front of your computer. Either your trade's already done, you made money.
So it's like sabermetrics in a way, because it's going to kind of tell us what percentages it was going to go up or down in some ways, right? I mean, it's a real guideline for us to do these trades.
Yeah, and that's what trading is all about. Right. Trading is all about, it's like this. Till Friday and Saturday, you can stick your head out the door and say, well, it's sunny, let's go to the beach and gamble, and hopefully it doesn't rain. Or you can turn on the news, Google the weather forecast, and forecast what the weather should be. All we're doing is forecasting based upon patterns that are in the market, just like what the news anchor does, patterns within the weather, to predict a great sunny weekend versus a stormy weekend. If it's a sunny weekend, let's go trade. If it's a stormy weekend, let's not.
Joshua Martinez, great job today. He is the owner of Traders Agency. How do I reach out?
TradersAgency.com.
Beautiful. You're welcome back on this show anytime. Good job. I feel like we could have done a couple more hours.
Absolutely.
All right, so we got to get you back. Brianna, can we get him back? Yeah, put him on the list, will you?
Yeah.
We got to do this again. Brianna, welcome back. It was good to see you.
Same for you.
I don't know much, but I do know one little thing.
What's that?
I will see you right back here tomorrow night on Behind the Law, ESPN 580 Orlando. Wow. Thanks for watching. And we are now...